Yo, what's good, sneaker community? Regular guy Sneakerhead checking in on this scorching Friday, hoping everybody out there is staying cool and having a blessed day. Now, today I'm here to discuss what is the only, not the first, but the only pair of this particular silhouette in my collection currently. Don't get me wrong though, I've had a few pairs of them in the past, but for whatever various reasons, I had gotten rid of them. So, that being said, this now is the only pair of that silhouette in my collection. And prior to today, in this pair was the only silhouette that I didn't have in the Jordan 1 through 23 line, which to me is the only thing that's important. I mean, personally, anything other than that or anything after Jordan 23, I don't really rock with it. But that's a different story for another time. So you think you know what it is yet? I doubt it. I mean, I give you a hint. This is the box it's in, but that don't really tell you much because this is just a standard, typical Jordan 7 through 11 box. Any Jordan 7, 8, 9, 10, or 11 could be in this box, right? We'll touch more on that later, though. I'm talking about the Air Jordan 9 Low What the Kilroy. That's right. These just came out today. And man, did Jordan Brand, in my opinion, drop the ball with this plain box. I mean, this was the perfect opportunity to make a custom box to tell the story and the history of the Kilroy pack. That's right. The Jordan 9 Low What the Kilroy takes the entire 2012 Kilroy pack and craftfully crams it into one dope mismatch release in low top form. Now, I'm not sure why they chose a low top form, and you'll see why I bring that up in a little bit. So, for those who don't know what the Kilroy pack is or anything about it or ain't aware of it, as usual, I'm going to break it down for you. The Kilroy pack consists of 6 separate Jordan 9 colorways that released holiday season 2012 in original form, not a low top, and were all inspired by fictional characters slash alter egos of MJ from a Jordan ad campaign. In fact, there were two 1 minute commercials that featured not only MJ, but also Steve Martin and several of the top NBA players of the time, and only aired once during the Super Bowl, but still somehow managed to be one of the most famous commercials to date. MJ was in his first retirement from the NBA, transitioning to play baseball. The Jordan 9 had just released to his absence in the league, and Nike was trying to find a creative way to push the 9. So they released a commercial that imagined what if, while Mike was actually retired and away playing baseball, he was secretly sneaking back to the game of basketball in disguise under an alter ego. There were 6 alter ego slash releases made from these brief commercials. The most famous of them being Johnny Kilroy, the inspiration behind the first release, whose team was the Chicago Bulls and wore the number 4. Then the Fonte Montana pair, whose team was a fictional team known as the Gulls and whose colorway drew inspiration from one of Mike's all-time rivals, the New York Knicks. Then there was Bentley Ellis of the also fictional Crawfish, Slim Jenkins from the fictional Mystics, who could easily be inspired by another actual rival, the Orlando Magic, Motorboat Jones from the fictional Bandits, and this colorway is highly similar to the Air Jordan 9 Chili Red. And then, of course, finally, the Calvin Bailey pair, which is inspired by the fictional town of Gary, Indiana. Now let's get into the 2026 Air Jordan 9 Low What the Kilroy. Once again, man, I gotta speak on this box, man. I mean, they really could have used this box to tell the story of the Kilroy pack, man. They dropped the ball there, man. And then on top of that, man, they didn't even really promote this pair, man. It just popped up today and dropped. It didn't come out on sneakers. It didn't come to most of your neighborhood stores. It only came to a few like tier zero boutiques. There was no promotion. If you wasn't paying attention, you didn't even know it was coming out. It just dropped. Uh, I didn't even know what the price was. I ended up paying $250 for these on StockX. And come to find out, I'm thinking retail was at least $215. Come to find out, it was only $180. And then from what I heard, most of them did sell out. I mean, they did pretty good. And they'll probably eventually sell out because once people find out about them, they'll probably want them, especially if they know anything about the backstory, which they missed out on the box, man. They missed out on the promo and everything. That's a Jordan be lacking a lot of times because they'll push shoes that don't even need to be pushed, and then forget about shoes that with a little push could have did well. They need to hire me. We'll go in a great direction, but you know, no special paper. I mean, they could have had the Kilroy Pack shoes just blasted all over this paper, and they're a low top. I don't understand why they went with a low when all 6 of the Kilroy Pack pairs were high top. But I'm not complaining because it's a dope pair. I really like this pair, man. I mean, they really did a good job on this pair as far as making sure they featured elements from the original Kilroy pairs to make this a true what the. I mean, other than the mismatched color scheme and the different materials on this, I mean, as you see, you can tell they did a good job on it, man. And like this upper gets its inspiration from the Motorboat Jones pair, and then the sole and the laces come from the Crawfish Bentley Ellis pair. The insole and the 23 on the back come from the Slim Jenkins pair. And then, of course, on the tongue, you got all those names: Motorboat Jones, Slim Jenkins, Bentley Ellis. As you see, you've got the 3 different Jumpmen for the Jumpmen that were on the back of those 3 shoes. It's got this like iridescent glow to the globe and to the lace eyelets. Uh, I mean, you got some good suede here, good leather on the tongue. The quality is on point. There are no flaws on this pair nowhere, and the materials are fire and on point. These are some high quality materials, just like the materials on the Jordan 9 Kilroy Pack pairs. I mean, this is good leather, even this little bit on the tongue, man. Good nubuck, suede, whatever you want to call it. See the bottom. And I make sure and pull up the breakdown of the pairs too, for those who might have missed it if I went too fast, so you can see where each one of the pieces of this, what the Kilroy got us in, got, you know, where it came from on the Kilroy Pack pairs. Then we have the other side, and of course the bottom comes from the Fonte Montana pair. The 4 comes from the Kilroy pair. This suede or nubuck upper comes from the Kilroy pair. And then, of course, the sock liner, some of the tongue, you know, and this part on the upper come from the Calvin Bailey pair. And then again, it's got the names: Johnny Kilroy, Fonte Montana, Calvin Bailey, the Jumpmen that were on the back of their pairs. And then on the inside, Kilroy Kicks Butt, which was on the inside of the tongue on the Johnny Kilroy pair as well. Uh, they also failed to me in the bonus features they could have put in the box, man. It could have been like a little card that told the story, a hang tag, a bunch of extra laces. I mean, they could have did a little more, man. But $180 ain't bad either. I paid $250. I got them today instead of having to wait to get them after buying them today. I ain't really tripping, man. It is what it is. I would have rather paid the 180, no doubt, but it's cool. And 180 ain't too bad. But still, come on, man. Give us them few extra things. We love that. That's what really pushes a lot of the releases, is those few extra things, man. You know? And as I said, you know, I pull it up and show you the breakdown for those who might have missed it or if I went too fast. But other than that, there it is. The Air Jordan 9 low. What the Kilroy? What y'all think about them? This is a pair you looking forward to picking up. I'm sure the price is going to end up going down on these if they don't sell out quick, just like everything else. But to me, it's a dope pickup. It's a pair that I love to add to the collection and love to wear. And then again, because I got rid of all my nines a couple years ago, it is the only nine and first nine to be added back to my collection. Nines ain't really one of my favorites, but I'll talk more about that another time. Thank you for tuning in. Please hit all the buttons, comment, engage, all that good stuff. I engage back. Never know what might come from it. The likes help, comments help, all that stuff helps. Hitting them buttons, doing all that helps. If you haven't followed or subscribed, please do. That helps. The better the channel and the videos do, the more I can give you and the better my content can get. You know, and I love doing it and I want to put more in it, but I need a little help from y'all too, all right? Thank you for tuning in, though. I love doing this. I love those who engage and pay attention and appreciate y'all. And as always, stay tuned and come back for more. Regular Guy Sneakerhead, checking out.